It says we're live, but we're not really. I'm doing the link thing. Trying here. Pasting. Okay. Sharing with the people. Hello. I gotta plug my phone in because it is dying. Say hello. Because my phone is dying and it's that day. Say hi if you stop by. I'm pretty excited. So, see if you can see my head. This is it. You get my head cut off because I need you to be able to see what we're doing down here. Well, that would be why my stitch in the ditch was uneven. Listen, this screen, you have to lock the screen. Your course has this, you have a lock screen. Otherwise, I keep bumping this and then I end up messing up my settings. But we are going to do something kind of fun today. We're going to find a mini quilt with blooming bias tape. So I have watched a lot of videos on this. Full disclaimer, this is the first time I'm trying it. But I think it'll be fun. And like, what a great idea for like a baby quilt or a something for someone who is a texture, you know, like this is very fun texture to play with. And then I'm going to wash it and see what it really looks like. Hi, Joy. So we're going to, I finished my quilt. I quilted it on my machine, not free motion because that really doesn't work out for me. It is user error, not machine error. And I serged the edges pretty closely. So can we see? Can we find the camera? Do you see? It's pretty close. I serged it pretty closely with a 3-thread overlock, so it's a narrow overlock. And I pre-cut my pieces. So this is your chenille blooming bias tape. It comes in 5/8 inch wide, about 40 yards, and it comes in 3/8 inch wide, also not really sure how wide that is. So it comes in a roll like this. It's kind of cool. Let's see if it focuses. Focus. It's trying really hard. Anyways, it's very thin. You can see through it. It's very thin. But it is bias tape, so we're going to stitch with a small stitch length. So the first thing we want to do is shorten our stitch length, kind of like we're paper piecing. So I'm going to go down to 1.4 because I don't want it to come off. And we've done this for lots of projects on this roll. And here we are. This is super fun. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to apply it to the back first. So let me snip my ends here. I'm going to do 2 layers on the front and 2 layers on the back. Now, my understanding is you line your little pieces up, and we're going to start on the back. I'm going to put it so that the middle is close to the edge of my serging line, which is kind of a guess. So we're gonna, we're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. Okay, think we got it. We're gonna stitch it. See how it goes. Worst thing that happened is I gotta tear it out. How are we doing? Looks like we're doing good. I'm trying to stitch right at the edge of my serge line. I'm kind of doing it by feel, not gonna lie. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Oh no, the wave stitch would be a bad day. That's a lot of thread. I should have put a lighter color thread in here. I have a variegated thread that I thought was light enough, but definitely showing. However, I did great, just so you know. I did great. I didn't get off the edge of the quilt at all. Winning. And so it sticks off the front side. Do you see, like about this far? And you can't really see my stitch line. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It'll be a little bit easier because I'll be able to match up the edge of the bias tape from the back. Okay, so I lined it up. I'm going to try and stitch right on that same. What is your wave stitch on, Lisa? Five-eighths-inch binding or bias tape is the same width as my J foot. So that makes it easy to keep it centered. Okay, look at that. Oh. So I have 4 layers on the edge. And then 2 layers here. So my hope is that when I wash it, we'll brush everything towards the edge. But right now we want it to lay flat so we can do the other 3 sides. I wonder, so I like it really chenille, so this might not be enough. This is 2 layers here. So in the middle, I might want more. But we're going to do it this way and see how it works. And then I'll show you my mermaid scales. Oh, yes. It's on order. It's coming. Okay. All right, so we have our 2 layers of blooming bias tape together. I got some really cool patterns that came in after Facebook Live this morning. So if you like this technique, I got some really cool patterns for this uh, product. And I got some new colors, which is super exciting. Okay, so I'm going to try and line it up so that the middle of it is right at the serge line. Because I want it to kind of hide that serge line. Slid off center just a little. I like this because it doesn't have to be so precise. So Pat made this beautiful little butterfly sample to try out and show the chenille off. And then I was like, well, if we're using it for the bias tape, we might as well do the whole thing. So I brought it home and I quilted it. And now we are putting the bloom and bias on it. Those were looking awesome. Oh, the scales? Yes. You finished all your petals on the serger? Good job. That's awesome. I did not. I have 60 more scales to make. So I'm about a third of the way done. So there we go. Look, you can see on the end, I did pretty good. I did pretty good. That's pretty good. And I used a scrap piece of fabric that had a soil on it, and I cut around the part that was soiled and worked perfectly for the backing of this little sample thing. Everybody comes in and they're like, can you sell your samples? And I'm like, some of them, no. No, because we use things. Oh, I gotta show Lisa. Gretchen learned how to paper piece super fast. It was almost disgusting because she just picked it up like nobody's business and made a square. As soon as I'm done with this row, I will show you the picture. And her little chorus has a brand new home. And a couple other machines have brand new homes today, so that's cool. She loves it. I knew you would. It changes your game. Like, it makes you think, like, you knew how to sew before, but you didn't know how to sew out as good as you think you did, because now you're really going to sew great. Oh my gosh, I almost went off the edge of that one, so we got to fix that here. This is not terrible. This is really good. So I've been thinking about this one UFO that has been speaking to me for probably about 10 years now. And I really want to make it, and I think I might be like at the level where I could make it now. Do you have any of those like UFOs where they were like, or projects in your brain and you're like, I'm not ready to do that? There were not 2,000 pieces. The funny thing is, Gretchen, that Lisa counted the pieces in the cow. That's just funny. 1,000 pieces in here. I'm like, excuse me, what? Okay, so we have bloom and bias tape on both sides. Here are two corners. And then when we wash it, it's gonna chenille. I gotta trim this corner. This is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be cute. Don't get crazy. She said don't get crazy. Okay, so I have four because I cut them for the side, but I have two. Oh, I cut that corner a little short. It's okay, it's okay. I have like 30 more scales to do, or 60 more scales. I did 30. But to be fair, the 30 that I did, they are like all done. Stay stitched and everything. Okay, so if you're using the blooming tape and you miss the beginning, make sure you shorten your stitch length like when you paper piece. The new Chula came in today. If you missed that video, or yesterday, that was super fun. I got to play with that. I brought home backing because I like the backing, and they only come in 12-yard bolts, guys. Yes. You did. You learned already. You learned it. You're doing good things. Good job. Good job. I didn't miss the edge on this one at all. That's good. You know, sometimes you see like this really cool thing and you're like, okay, I want to try that. But I don't want to like commit to a really big project. This is kind of a great taste to see if you like it. Like I could see this on like a baby quilt. But the one that we got is really a cool idea, so I can't wait to see how that goes. I think I remember having like a chenille quilt on one of my grandmother's beds. I think they were all white then. I guess you could pin it. It built some kind of way. Almost done. Yeah. Why not? I think it would be like perfectly fitting for a rag quilt. And less than half an hour. I mean, I know this is a small little quilt, but um, it's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I got gray. I got some gray chenille of this chenille tape today. It's so pretty. It's like this soft gray. I was hoping it would be the right color for the that Together is Better panel. But I didn't get a chance. Oh, this is short. Guess what? It's okay. Let's just cut some other pieces and patch it in. So the really great thing about this stuff is it doesn't matter. So I'm a little short at the end here. So I'm going to just cut a little piece and double it over and patch it in the end. With the chenille, the corners. You don't bind in one piece. Oh, not on the chenille. Look, I just put a layer here because it was a little short, so I put it on there. And so this is a layer, and then you can see here where it was short. These two pieces were short. So, no, because you're not really binding it on this one, Darlene. So if you look in the middle, this is my serged edge of the quilt. And there's two layers on either side. And then after I get off here tonight, then I'm going to throw it in the wash to see what it does. But I think it's going to be really cool. So then I gotta get these two and let's see how, if I cut these short. So if I cut them too short, I would just, and this one's a little bit, so I'm going to pull it over. And I'm going to take just a little piece and just lay it there. And then just to make it a little easier, I'll patch on the other side this time. So I just cut a little piece and just lay it on there. It's really what's great about this stuff is it's not really fussy. I suppose if you wanted it to be more close to the edge, you could stitch closer to one side, but this stuff is really kind of made to be stitched in the middle of the bias tape so that it frays on both sides. If you weren't here in the beginning, darling, you really have to make sure that you lower the stitch length. Mine is at 1.4. So look at us go. We finished. That was super fast. So I'm just going to square off my edges. You could leave it. It'll just be fluffier in the corners, but look at that. Now I have to wash it and see what it does. So there's 2 layers on the back and 2 layers on the front. And I serged my quilt. So you can see the little serged edge in there. In the middle of my, it's not very perfect, but I don't have my serge or my chenille brush here to chenille it, but After about 2 washes, it'll look super cool. But here we go. Oh, she's upside down. That's super cute. Now, for the fun part, maybe I don't have as many done as I thought I did. I have 20 some. Here's my little scales, my mermaid scales. So I searched the inside. They are not perfect. They're not perfect. They're not all shaped the same. I tried. But they feel great. So I have some purpley ones that are super cute. Like I said, they're not all the same size. Look, they're not perfect. Don't yell at me. Isn't this one fun? I should have paid attention and put him the other way, but I didn't. So I have lots of blue ones. I must have got all the blue ones in one. But some of them are fun because they have the bird on the back. Birdie. Super fun. And then I got some of these guys. I got a lot of these guys. And then a couple of these ones. And then I got stacks upon stacks, and they're all pinned or clipped, as the case may be, because I did not unpin or unclip as I continued along my merry little way. So that's that. So this is the pattern we did. Lella Boutique, mini charmed. It is super cute. This was made with wild honey, and we actually have these little charm packs at the shop. So if you want to grab one, let us know. We'll get that away for you. I'm gonna do some of these, and I had something else I wanted to show you. Where's my bag? I'm all fuzzy. That's nothing. Oh my goodness, I think I forgot my other pattern I wanted to show you. I thought I brought it. You know, sometimes our brains just don't work right. So on these scales, if you're doing the Hydra pattern, I wanted to tell you. So I did serge them, but because I wanted them to keep their shape, I did a little bitty stitch around the edge to kind of keep their shape. So I kind of played with it, and I felt like the other way, like if I didn't stitch it on the right side, that it would kind of roll, you know, because like Minky sometimes rolls. And the other thing is, I didn't think that, I just didn't think it would lay right. But to be fair, the pattern did not say that. So if when I get it all together, I was wrong, that's entirely on me. Oh, I did have it. It's hiding over here. I found it. Okay, so there's this pattern last year at the shop hop I was introduced to, and it's about using your scraps, because remember, I am determined to use the bottomless pit of scrap bin that is my batik scrap bin. So this is a pattern called Celebrate Your Scraps by Quilter's Haven, which is down in Lakewood. And this is kind of the pattern. So I reread this a few times and was a little bit confused, but I think I'm ready to figure it out. And so I'm going to try this with my batiks. What do you think? Think this will help me get rid of these? one block is 24 inches. So you only need like, you only need like 9 blocks by this pattern. And I can totally see it um, in batiks. What do you think? Which, Genevieve, this pattern, the Celebrate Your Scraps, is a pattern that I got from another quilt shop during the shop hop last year. Oh, it says quilt with 6 blocks and a border is 54 by 78. So I would probably do 9 blocks and make it 78 square. I have the Lella Boutique. This pattern is in the shop. It is in the shop. I am very much committed to getting some of these done. Now, back to my original question, or one of my questions. Do you have a pattern that you have been like visualizing in your head for a while and just have not been able to make it come together? So I have this pattern. It's called the Mexican Star pattern. And I think I've had it for like probably a good 10 years. And I have this piece of fabric from Tula Pink that has the raccoons on it, you know, from All Star. And I visualize this pattern with the raccoons coming out of the middle of this pattern. Well, I haven't been able to make it work. And of course, it's on my brain all the time because I still have the pattern, I still have the fabric, and I still want to make it. And so, but this pattern was written for strip piecing. And I really, really, really struggle with the adding a quarter of an inch to the block and making it make sense in my head. And I know that seems totally crazy. Yeah, right? So this one is super fun. Oh, not in that pattern book. Oh, I have so many. You have no idea. I have so many patterns. I mean, I know we all do. I have one I'd like to make for a friend of mine. Here it is. Okay, so this is the pattern. Isn't this beautiful? This is beautiful. So if you know Tula Pink All Stars, I want the raccoon right here. Excuse me. And she's right here. I'll be right. Don't go anywhere. Don't laugh. Look, here's the fabric. Here's the fabric. I want this raccoon. Oh my gosh, I cut this for a swap. I gave somebody one of my raccoons. This raccoon needs to go in these squares. In these squares. And I have had Sandy ordered this pattern for me. So obviously more than 4 years ago. And I have all these other fabrics picked out for it. So blues and greens and Tula Pink and lovely. But the pattern is written for strip piecing, which is convenient because strip piecing is super easy. I'm dropping things. Oh my gosh, I got two. How did I do that? Look at, there's a bigger one. I don't think I need to be that crazy. I don't know how I ended up with two, but either way. So when you do this, it's all strip piece. And the part that I don't know how to do are the little parts, the little pieces in the back. And I have to make it bigger because the raccoon is not big enough. Unless this one is bigger. If it's bigger, then I can make it work. Is that why I bought two of them? It is. This is a 5-inch square, but it's still not big enough. So how do you resize a pattern? Do you know anywhere to go? It's a great pattern, but it's like all strip piece, and I just want to make it make sense in my head, and so then it gets put back away because I don't know how to make it work, and I know what I want it to look like in my head, but I don't know how to complete it. So that is one of my, this one has been on my mind lately a lot, so I really would like to make it, I would really like to make it. And like I said, the fabric is all picked out. So what patterns do you have at home that you want to make that you don't feel like you are skilled enough yet to make? I want to know, because I want to feel like I'm not the only one that has these patterns at home that they're afraid of. Because I'm afraid of that one. This one makes me very, very nervous. Most patterns I just go, okay, let's go do it. But for some reason that one, and where I want the fabric, and I don't have a lot of that fabric, I think that's the scariest part, is that that's it. Like this stuff is like hundreds of dollars a yard. That's not in my budget. So I just have this. And if I mess it up, then what? So that's all I have in that. Okay. So, nope. I didn't even bring enough to do this. This finished so fast. My little chenille border finished, but I really did want to talk about my raccoon quilt because I really want to make that. And he might just be a little wall hanging that sits here and stares at me and says, "You finally did it. You finally did it. Good job." So I'm going to end early tonight because I finished my project. I thought it would be longer than that, but it isn't. So I'm going to go and put my feet up and sit on my couch and have a great evening. And if you would like to learn more about the blooming bias tape, let us know, because we have it in the shop and I have some more colors coming in. And if you'd like some different colors, you can let us know and we can order those. And I have some really fun patterns. So stay tuned for next week on Tuesday and we'll show you that. And tomorrow night is our monthly madness sale. And it's going to be a fly by the seat of our pants because I don't know what's going to be on there yet. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you learned something. Please let me know the patterns that you want to work on that you are afraid of, because maybe we can work on them together. Okay? Bye, guys.